Character traits come from proof. When we go through hard times, we develop proof that we can go through them. Now here is the thing. The next 3 habits that I will reveal to you, if you do them, they will destroy your discipline. And I know that because I used to do most of them to an extent in which I actually saw the reduction in discipline. I was extremely undisciplined by doing them all together, and I know that by quitting them and not doing them, you will become a lot more disciplined. Because by quitting them, I've managed to do so. Let's begin. The first one. I want you to think about 2 guys. The first one, he goes to the job that he doesn't really like, and he works there. At first, he was really passionate about working because it was all new, but then after 4 weeks he started to lose motivation. But he didn't use discipline to work extremely hard because he didn't really give a fuck about that work, that job, and so he just did the bare minimum to stay at it. In comparison, the second guy, he's passionate about his job. He goes every day and gets meaning and fulfillment from the work that he does in it. When he will feel demotivated to go and do it, when he will not want to go through that friction, he will not quit. He will use discipline because it fulfills him. He has the higher desire, and he will prove to himself that he is hardworking in comparison to the first guy who will prove to himself that he is not hardworking, that he is not disciplined. And that's the first habit. It is any good habit that you do just because someone told you to do. Because if you don't want the higher desire of that thing, the only thing that you won't do is use discipline. For us to be disciplined, to use it, to go and actually work when we won't have the lower desire, when we won't feel like it, is to have it. So before you start to implement this habit into your life, you have to make sure that you actually want the higher outcome when it comes to it, that you are motivated to get it. And by doing so, you will actually have the prerequisite to doing it when you won't feel like it, and you will actually start to become more disciplined. You will start to do the hard work when you won't feel like it, because it will be in a realm that you are actually passionate about. Now the second mistake. We as humans tend to go through the path of least resistance. So what it is the path of least pain. We can use discipline and pursue the higher outcome, right? But once you have it, if you will have things that you really feel like doing in your environment, accessible to you in your everyday life, you will probably do them someday in the future, and you will prove to yourself that you are not disciplined because of that. The second mistake is having easy things, fun things, easily accessible instead of the good things. The way to avoid this mistake is to put the hard work in places that are more accessible to you, and the easy things, the instant gratification, to put them in places which are pretty far away from you, right? In terms of your senses, you can see them, smell them, feel them, whatever, right? You just have a harder time perceiving them to exist. By doing so, you will want them a lot less, you will do the hard work a lot more. This is what environment design basically is, and you will prove to yourself that you are way more disciplined. Now the third mistake. We are the average of our 5 closest friends. This phrase has gained a lot of popularity in the last few years. But here is the thing about it. It is not 100% true. We are influenced by our closest friends, the 5 of them. But they are not the only things that we get influenced by, which means that we are not the average of them. We are the average of the 5 things that influence us the most. And that's the thing. If the things that influence you the most influence you to be more undisciplined, and you know what they are, you know what they cause you to do in terms of behavior. So let's say that one guy go and watch anime. This anime talks about hard work. It is shown in anime, fucking Black Clover, right? Asta goes and push himself really hard. He does a bunch of push-ups. When he can't do them, he works extremely hard to become the Wizard King. You have probably watched it. If you haven't, then whatever, right? And because of that, he becomes stronger by you watching it. Now, I don't tell you to watch it. I don't watch anime. I haven't watched it for a very long time. But watching this stuff is better than watching the fucking ecchi anime, in which the main character is just a fucking weirdo, right? One influenced you to be a bit more hardworking, and the second influenced you to be weird as fuck. Now, I'm not saying that you should watch anime, because I don't watch this stuff, right? There are way better users of your time for the sake of becoming more disciplined. I'm just saying that you need to be careful with the things that you consume, because if you will consume the wrong ones, the bad ones, you will become more like them. But if you consume the right ones in relation to your goals, which your goal in this case is to become more disciplined, then you will become more disciplined. And you will start to do a lot more hard work. You will be able to pursue the work that you have the higher desire for, and you will make so much more progress towards it, and you will feel amazing by doing so. And that's awesome, bro. Imagine you in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years from now looking back at your journey and seeing how disciplined you were, and be extremely proud of yourself. That's the best feeling, right? And that's it. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.